Hey everybody, Coach D here. Today we're going to talk about the lacrosse ball and how to just strip your lower body. This is probably the biggest bang for the buck as far as recovery. I always start with my hamstring, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit against the wall and I'm going to find the origin of where that hamstring begins, which is typically right underneath the curvature of your butt. You shouldn't be sitting up to get on it. Your butt cheek should be down. Your sit bones should be touching the ground always. And then boom, it should light up. Like right now, I feel it. That's that. This other leg has to be bent. A lot of you will be here and fumbling. This kind of opens up the pressure point to get all of your body weight over to that hamstring. I go from here after 2 minutes, or longer, up to you, but 2 minutes is a minimum, to the insertion of the hamstring, which is going to be just above but behind the knee. It's going to take a second to find it, but once you're there, so for me, boom. That's easy to find as well. I can load it by putting my other leg across, or I can even have this elevated on a yoga block to add a little more pressure to that area so you really find it. Both of them should be really apparent when you're on them. Spend 2 minutes there. Then I will go to my IT band. I go into what I call a double pigeon. Again, my sit bones do not come off the ground. And I'm using leverage in that front knee to apply pressure along the IT band. For me, that's enough pressure right there. For all you skiers, cyclists, this should be super, runners, pretty much everybody. This should be really tight as well. So I'm gonna just work down the IT band. The IT band runs from above the hip to a little to the side and not below the knee. So you gotta kind of work and strip that whole band. You could spend probably 10 minutes here at a minimum. So that's IT band. Next, hip flexor. I'm gonna find kind of more or less but then I'm going to go to my greater trochanter, and I'm going to go an inch below it, and I'm going to set pressure down, and right there, again, I feel it, no problem. This is called the sleeper pose. This is very important to be able to get into this relaxed position, even though you're going to be screaming inside. But the reason we say that is this back leg has to be relaxed in order to settle in to the lacrosse ball. This is a relaxing position because you can hold it. If this leg is elevated or stacked, you're not going to be on it correctly. So again, 2 minutes here, just relax, watch TV, whatever it takes. So that's hip flexor. You can go above and below that greater trochanter by like an inch or so. So I would really spend time stripping that. After that, I go up to my glute. Again, I'm going to do a clam pose. I'm not hovering over the ball. I'm finding a spot that's tight, and then I'm settling into it. I'm like suffocating this ball right now with my ass cheek. But boom, I feel it. It's beautiful. 2 minutes here, okay? Last one would be my adductor, and this is what I call the hydrant. This should feel just as sensitive as the IT band. So I'm going to be here, boom, and this is my position here. My knee is stacked with my hip, if not higher, and my heel has to be in front of the knee. It's an obtuse angle for the most part. And I am, again, settling in and relaxing. This one's probably the hardest for me specifically. You'll feel it. Again, starting towards the groin, working your way towards the knee to strip that IT band. That would be all the right